Don't pause. Press play. Don't pause. Press play. Don't pause. Press play. Don't pause. Don't pause.
Chose again, a different story, different way. Will you find your happiness, or more of just the same? More of just the same. 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 Say you chose again, a different story, different way. Will you find your happiness, or more of just the same? More of just the same. 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 Just the same. I don't want, don't need, I don't care, and I won't give. I don't want, I don't need, I don't care, and I won't give. All I need is only solutions. All I need is only solutions. All I need is only solutions. All I need is only solutions.
I don't know if that would actually work, to be absolutely honest. Oh dear God, this is so loud. Hello, people. Can you hear me? Or am I a bit too of the soft type at the moment? I swear to God, you start barking, we're going to have a problem, but... Don't start that shit up. I don't want it. Not one part of it. Oh, there we go, Kuma. You see, I can't exactly monitor what's going on without it, like, feedbacking completely into whatever the hell's going on now. So, I have no idea how loud something is, I have no idea how quiet something is. It's all kind of a clusterfuck, if I do say so myself. So, y'all have to be my ears as to whether or not something is particularly too loud, including myself. Because there is no way for me to monitor this right at the moment. Again, without, like, just feedback shit out of this stream. Brought to you not by Bang, but goddamn, I wish it was. Bang, sponsor me. I'm tiny and I'll be cheap. 2 cases a week. Just 2. Would that actually be, like, badass? I mean, wouldn't that be badass if someone from Bang just happened across this video, like,
I like that man, I'm going to send him 2 cases every week. I mean,
oh, well, shit, it's actually 2 weeks. God, 2 cases a week, could you imagine that? God, I could resell them for an insane fucking profit. Okay, yes, Bang is kind of like Red Bull, minus all the super bad for you sugary bits. Autofocus, you fuck! Nope, mine is not Canuck approved. Fuck it, I'll just read it out. It's got no carbs, and they use sucralose, which I am not particularly sensitive to, so it's not a fucking issue for me, to be absolutely honest. Oh, there we go, live chat. Yes, that is a Bang. I'll put it back on screen. God, there is a hell of a delay. Oh yeah, it's a caffeinated workout drink with lots of amino acids. Basically, they make yo shit strong, and I move cylinders that are up to 5 foot 10 inches and like, I don't know, 200 to 400 pounds. So yeah, I kind of need the caffeine and the amino acid complex from time to time. It's really tasty. Not gonna lie, this music sounds really badass. Alright, here's a true test of the RTX system. Let's see how well it removes my baby sound. A little bit. A little bit. Okay, no, it's just nicotine. All it is nicotine. I can't do any of that fun shit. To be absolutely honest, I would probably lose my job. Cool, sounds fun. So, how is the voice? Is it loud enough, too loud? How is the music? I don't want to be completely and totally overpowered. You'll just tell me if it, whatever needs to be louder, because there will be music in the background thanks to my Monster Cat subscription. I have not tried the Minecraft in RTX. They only really got really good numbers. On the 2070 Super and the 2080 Super. I don't have the Super, I just have the regular 2080, so I'm not going to be getting a shit ton of performance, if I'm to be honest. Okay, so I'm just going to drone on in monotone and I'm going to adjust. That should make the music just barely audible. You'll tell me if you'll need me to turn it up. I will do. As such. Unfortunately, I only have one 2080 Ti. Gee, I wish I even had a Ti version. I couldn't afford that shit. That was way too much. Don't you dab on me, you bastard! Don't you dab on me, you smarmy little shit, you. The 1080 Ti is still a very solid platform, if I'm being completely and totally honest. This is Power Glove. No, this is Infected Mushroom. I thought that was Power Glove. Alright, we'll give it just a little bit more, and I will start droning on and on about what we're going to do today. So in the meantime, ask me questions, my wonderful children. Yeah, very true, Brendan. Yeah, without the tensor cores. Would be pretty badass if you could, like, mod those in somehow. But unfortunately, that's not really a solderable thing. Well, I mean, I guess technically it is. Okay, I'm going to move my thumb and see how long it takes. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. God damn, that's a long fucking time. What is that, a minute delay? Yep, just about a minute. That is not really fucking acceptable, if I do say so myself. Yeah, that would be a massive pain in the ass. Soldering iron. God, that would have been a great idea to get out early. So I have a El Chipo Grande. It is the big cheap. Look, I would use Twitch, but I don't like Twitch. I'm probably gonna have to set up a Twitch though. You see, because if I had to do a Twitch, then I would have to set up a recording thing, and I'd have to record all of this, and then I'd have to re-upload it, and I don't really want to re-upload it. I don't like alienating the people. And to me, that, going from one platform to the other just kind of alienates the shit out of people. And it would be a lot easier for them to tip me, and I don't want to burn through people's money, to be absolutely honest. That would upset me is if people spent more of their money on me rather than themselves, which is really what they should be doing. I need to go get some of my water. You stay. You stay. So, all of you be warned, I'm actually not really all that awesome at soldering to begin with. So, don't expect to use a lot of what I'm about to do as the gold standard. That would be the dumb. God, my sponge! Sponge is gross. Who's sponge? Note to self. It was gross. Sorry. Man, this webcam is bloomy as a motherfucker. Does that help? Only a little. Actually, that helps out a shit ton. Holy crap. dumb. Why would they have it set up that way? That's absolutely fucking asinine. Well, there's something to be said for stupid companies, and somehow they're becoming and staying prolific to some extent or another, I suppose. I don't know that I'll go Willa. There are other brands available out there that I may. Ew, that's all fucking flux. Gross. The shimmy shall be the shimmy. It's okay, I only dropped it once. 3-second rule. Well, what the hell am I talking about? It's just cleaning up flux. So, the soldering iron I'm using is some rando one. Really not all super fancy. And yes, I believe that might be... Well, it's SN.3, AG.7. So, I don't know. Mudder activity, sorta. Oh god, why do I need to be careful with that sorta? Now you've got me all kinds of paranoid, thank you. Oh god, where's my face mask? You know, I would almost get faster results if I just... I don't know. Typed. Oh, great. So I got shit soda. Awesome. That's always good to know. Flux number 1. Flux number 2. Technically also flux. See, I only bought this soda because it was supposed to be silver soda. That's why I bought it specifically. Hey, no more autofocus. So, at some point in time, I will open up the come talk to me thing, where basically we'll all just sit together and shoot the shit for a little bit while I do my thing. I hope that sounds fun. It sounds pretty fun to me. You couldn't see it, but the Markner flying glass was warbling. Alright, we've been here a good bit. I suppose I can actually begin to mention exactly what's going on. Let's pull my volume up just a little bit so that I can just talk at a normal voice. That might just be a good idea. So let's all hope that it is not going to be terribly loud. Thank God for the SMSL M300 DAC. I can just adjust the extra volume without having to fuck everything else up. Is that where that other one went? Huh. Well, fucking me running now I can't find the original one. Son of a bitch! Alright, well, it is there. I have it. And I just don't know where the other one is. How was it I can have, like, most of the stuff and not all the other stuff? Because I thought I put it where I thought I put it, but it wasn't where I thought that I put it. Nope, nope. Those are all tips. Just the tip. Should be able to get flow at that temperature. Ahaha. Ahaha. You're so goddamn funny into it. Have I ever mentioned you're so goddamn fucking funny? Wait. No, that's actually where the other phaser was. Huh, okay. So, fun fact, children. This is what a properly soldered thing looks like, approximately. See how it's nice and soldered and oh, it's nice and pretty and well, this is what happens when you let the iron sit on there for just a smidgen, a squidgen too long. The actual pad comes right the fuck off. So what the objective today is to tear open the T40s and effectively replace the drivers entirely. They would be a hazard if they were actually rubber. These are nitrile gloves, not entirely rubber. Ta-da! Does not stick to the skin if you're intelligent about it. That was really fucking hot, by the way. Don't school me on gloves. I've worked with gloves for most of my, well, the past 5 fucking years almost. No, 6, 7 years. I know my gloves. We actually had to be specifically taught what gloves are good for what and what gloves are bad for what. These won't do shit for cryogenics. In fact, they'll give you just a small... Oh, no, I'm not willing to risk personal injury for public viewing. I'm just proving a point that these gloves are perfectly serviceable for what I'm doing, because what I really want to block are the nasties inside of these chemicals. Basically, this is flux. These fluxes here. I want to eliminate those as potential reasons of concern. Hence the gloves. That and, well, me, normally, doing my thing. So, fun fact, these are actually T40s. And we are all going to learn together whether or not they in fact are the exact same drivers as the T50s. And if there's any change at all on the internals, we're going to learn together. Nicotine. Oh, sweet nicotine. I should be fine, you're right, Kuma. Thank you for sending me those messages of reassurance. So, something you should all consider buying eventually is a magnetic plate. These are fucking valuable in the world of, oh shit, I don't want to lose this screw. Make this part of your kit. This is one of your must-haves. The soldering iron I have is El Cheapo Fuerte. Speaking of, let's go ahead and just get this part out of the way, shall we? Oh, I hope those were not a shit ton of screws that just went flying. Oh well. $360, that should be enough. Yep, it was indeed perfectly enough. Goodbye, Gerald, I knew thee well. We spent a lot of time together, but now you're just not necessary. Legit, I would love to have, like, a good soldering station, because, fun fact, this desk is going to become my work desk, and none of my monitors and keyboards and other shit is going to be on it. Maybe my desktop down somewhere off to the side, and I'm going to be getting a new desk. I'm not going to be getting one of those nice adjustable desks, mostly because those are really fucking expensive. They're so goddamn expensive. So goddamn expensive. Alright, now let's actually get to... Where the fuck is my screwdriver? I'm a dumbass, it was right there. Par for the course. See, I really want to solder sucker with, like, a squidgy tip. That way I can get it right up on there, but no one makes good high heat resistant silicone. tipped soda suckers. And I would use soda wick, except with these particular diaphragms, you really don't want to be on them for any longer than you absolutely positively have to be. That is so damn dangerous for the diaphragm. I mean, look at the fact that I have to basically come in and do this. Oh, shout out to Kuma, by the way. He's the one that got me this wonderful Melody 96 keyboard in the NYM 96 chassis. I absolutely adore this keyboard, by the way, Kuma. I mean, I've told you it many, many times, but they don't realize how absolutely awesome it is. So, Kuma, tell the wonderful people, if I'm not mistaken, they are... It has... What was it? Modified Oreo switches in it? Is that right? Okay. Are they modified Oreo switches, or are they just stock Oreo switches? Oh, fair point. I forgot you soldered the switches on that, the hot swaps. Really do appreciate that, by the way. It's one of the best gifts I've gotten in a long goddamn time, I'll tell you that. Oh, okay, cool. Well, that still works for me, because I love the shit out of it. Oh yeah, dude. I ferry this keyboard to and from work. Mostly because I don't want any of the jackasses at work to fuck around with my keyboard. Because that would be my luck, is someone decides they want to fiddle faff with it and break it. Shit, where did it? Oh, there it went. Oh, thank God. 1, 2, 3, 4. Five, 6, 7. No, I am in fact missing one. That looks about the right size, doesn't it? Vegeta knows, if I do say so myself. Yeah. So, step 2 in modifying... Welcome in, Evan. Step 2 in modifying your T50R3. Get rid of that shit. Get rid of these satanic connectors here. This wire is glorified garbage. Poopa-doo-doo garbage, to be precise. Oh yes, most brutal. Most brutal indeed, sir. It's a fun fact, it's actually super bright on the stream, but for me, this is kind of just bright enough for my eyes, because I really don't want the stream to look that overexposed. Looks pretty bad. Now, I'm not actually going to be using these cups, because I am going to be reusing the ones that I had spent a lot of time on, and have installed the things I need to install. Sounds good, Kuma. Have fun. I will be reusing these forks, because it turns out mine were... How shall we say? Damaged. They were damaged. I had an oopsie. I will also be installing a leather head strap that I made from leather that was given to me. Really need to remove my penmanship marks. Can't see it on stream all that easy, but trust me, they're there. Stay. Stay. Thank you. These are the cups we're going to be installing into. Notice the 4-pin Hirose connectors. We'll let autofocus do its job for a little bit. Focus, you fuck. Man, Logitech, you make really shitty software. How have webcams not fucking improved in all this time? So, basically, you just drill a hole into the side of the cups here. What size drill? Awesome question. Why Ryobi? Because they were cheap. So you initially want to make a pilot hole with any one of these smaller drills here. And then your final hole will be... Why is that on there and not on the shaft? Will be on the 5/16 of an inch. What is it in millimeter? Really awesome question. I don't know. I don't think they sell us millimeter-sized drills. And if they do, I sure as fuck don't have them. So as far as the internals here, all I have is some open cell polyfoam cut to be approximately the same on either side. Once for one side, once for the other side. And this is all just standard basic bitch craft felt. That's all this is on the inside. And that's essentially all I've done internally. Oh, I did pull off the paper here. Man, you'd be surprised the amount of fucking slam you get off of these things when you remove that paper. It's nice. Nicey nice. So, the reason the Hirose connectors are here and not here at the angle is because I don't have a way to easily make that nice and pretty. And I'm impatient. And either side is going to be wired up identically. Pins 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Right on the top here. That's how easy that shit is. Left and right is pin outs 1 and 2. Same for making their cables. Pins 1 and 2. So I can make it to where the cable goes out this way. So here's my noggin. And they go out that way and they dangle down and I get a little bit of extra length. Let's say I'm on the go. I can dangle it out this way. That easy. And it's not that the bottom... yeah, the bottom is honestly a bit too thin. Because you have this little juncture here. And I'm sure I could honestly make it work, but with the curve there, I wanted these to be as flush as possible. and there's actually a little notch on the underside. So you drill it out, and then you identify where pins 1 and 2 are, and you file out a little notch right where it sits, and then you put the washer in, put the nut on, and then you get it going like that. Then you're in like sin, baby. So let's see. Looking at the two, yeah, they're both Foster DP29 SZ1D diaphragms. The tuning looks to be completely identical. Yeah, no, the T20, 40, and 50 series are all basically identical. I'll be damned. Let's go ahead and remove these. Nice and pretty. Oops, sorry. Hit that with my head. Alright, here comes the fun part, my children. Removing these old ones. Nope. We're going to make my life a little bit easy here. And we're just going to pull these off. Now, what I'm about to do is probably not very necessary at all. But just for the fact of having everything the same, it is what I would prefer to do. We're going to remove this solder. Probably not even going to get all of it. Probably just going to get most of it. Which is honestly fine with me. Let's just spill the water every fucking where. Where is... There you are. Let's clean off some of this oxidization. This poor soldering tip has seen so much horrendous use. These tips are so cheap. Before I really get into it, I'm gonna don my mask just for the sake of me not getting sicky. Because no one wants a sicky wizard. I don't want to be a sicky wizard. And I am said wizard. I'm gonna get used to smelling my own breath. It's really not that bad, I swear. Okay, where's my dinner? Oh shit! I thought this cable was up and out of the fucking way. Nope, it was not. Thank God for cable ties. There's gotta be an easy way to just remove oxidization. That should work for now. Flux and flux and flux. Okay. I'm gonna have to find an oxidization removal compound. Alright, that didn't work too bad at all. Boop. There we go. That's one side. Let's see, where are the... There we go. Being an avid vapor. Ceramic tipped tweezers. There we go. Why ceramic? Because they are... Not that anyone asked, obviously. But ceramic because they are completely and totally heat resistant. And they are non-conductive entirely. Oh, thank you for the link, Kuma. I will get the good. That's just bugging me. We'll not be able to work with that and be happy. Let's see. What unfucked up tips do I have? Not a whole hell of a lot. I may just have to make do and be happy. When in doubt, be a mad lad and find a file. It can't be oxidization if you scrape that shit off. Is this a good idea? No fucking clue. Does it work? Yeah, actually it is. Ah, yeah, check that out. Nice and pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Clean away all the debris. Scrapey, scrapey. Ooh, actually, I wonder if I got the copper core exposed. Oh, no wonder. I kept hitting the down temp button. Oh, God. Sometimes I really hate these cheapies. Let's remedy this politely, shall we? Remember, kids, if you have tools, you can touch hot things without hurting your fingers. So, do feel free to ask questions, my wonderful, wonderful children. All 7 of you in chat. Oh boy, yeah, I may have gone too far in my endeavors to unfuck the situation and may have fucked it up worse. I'm brilliant. Let's just do it again, because I'm a mad lad, I don't give a damn. And if it doesn't work, I'll swap out the tip. Holy fucking shit, it worked. Hell yeah, baby. Cool, there's 8 of you now. Hello, Hi-Fi. Welcome in, dear brother. Boop. Doop. Now, it may not be 100% advisable to add a shit ton, as they say, of solder, but I come from the moniker of the bigger the gob, the better the job. Alright. Ah, let them downvote shit. They can eat my asshole. They're probably just angry because they didn't think of the stream first. At least that's my thought process. It's what makes me feel good about myself. So when resoldering the wires, the leads, don't be over exuberant. Oh yeah, the cam quality is shit. I really didn't want to do this on my webcam, but it's kind of all I got. Let's add some more flux. Oops. Hit the damn camera again. Because I'm a genius. And a little bit of flux goes a long way, to be absolutely honest with you. You don't need a whole metric bitch ton of the stuff. These are already tinned, so just touch tips, flow the solder, and just tippy tap, little bit at a time. You do not want to overheat the pad, or I'm gonna be buying a third or fourth fucking pair of P50s or T series Fostex RP headphones, and it would not make me the happy at all. Alrighty. So technically that part's all good and done. All I have to do is get some isopropyl alcohol and some cotton pads, and then clean up the flux. It's not absolutely positively mandatory, but it's probably just good to do in general, to be honest with you. So we're going to turn off the soldering iron and set it off to the side to cool down. Actually, because I'm a mad lad, let's help it out a bit real quick. Might not be good for the tip, but I'm probably not keeping the tip. Here's what I'm doing. I've literally just stuck it in water. Mostly because I don't want it to melt what I was about to set it on. So, much rather that when I can exchange the tip than anything else, really. Because I'm going to be in these for a little bit. The next plan of action is, because I was faffing about with these things, is I'm going to be changing out... Oh god, taking off my mask. Is I'm going to be replacing the sliders, the forks. Not that side. This side, you can see it's a little bit bent. I got a little bit ham-fisted with it. And I broke it. But this is a really good way to learn. Let's say you get an open alpha mod or something along those lines. How to pull these out. And this is actually one of the super easiest things you can do. If you have the right fucking tool. There we go. Spudges. Spudges are your friend. They're basically, it's just a fancy name for a pry tool. want to get in there. You just want to get in. I am puzzle. See, you just want to get in there. It's really that simple. It's not like you're really going to pay too much attention to this anyway. It's not an external thing. So if it gets damaged, fuck it. It's fine. Brutality is the way, as Ormagoden intended. God, that was a lot fucking easier when I just did it the way Ormagoden intended. Thank you, Proto Legend, for teaching me my new god. I'm sorry, Karma, don't hate me. Please, I love you, baby. Oh, shit! So even though I didn't need to take off both, I'm just going to install the new ones, just for the peace of mind. Now, there are effectively 5 pieces to this system. You have the actual forks. It's technically a fork and a yoke system. You have the back part of the mount. You have the front part of the mount, which has these little knocks here that slide in there. And you would figure there would be additional screws just to hold it in place, and I'm pretty sure at one point in time that was the idea. But then Fostex was like, no, we could do that shit for less. Fuck those screws. We'll just add this screw that is also a hemisphere of a ball and socket joint. Or the ball to the ball and socket joint. So it gets saved up off to the side where I don't need them. I also don't need the songs anymore. Ah, yeah, I see exactly what I did. I tore these little bits right here. Awfully badly, too. Damn. Those will be nice to have as spare parts. This piece is effectively trash. I mean, I could probably legitimately just put a screw through it. Oh shit, emergency parts. Who knew? Yeah! Who knew Fostex was corner cutting? So initially what I had done was I had installed a 2-pin, 0.78mm 2-pin interface. At this particular point in time, I've decided to say, fuck it, and we're installing 4-pin hearsay connectors, of which the holes have already been drilled. And while I am here, I might as well change out the tip. See, what tip do I want to use today? This is some weird fucking music. Like, is that just me, or is this, like, legitimately just weird fucking music? Oh, extra hole wear into it. It is a fun sound, I do agree, Hi-Fi. Well, it's Monster Cat, so it doesn't surprise me that it would be part of a rhythm game, potentially. Oh, the 2-pin. Well, you see, I'm just going to leave the interface there. That way I don't have to find a means to plug them up. What I did do on the other side with the 3.5mm is I snipped it off and then I removed the clear backing, so that eventually what I can do is I can just sand this down and then put either a sticker or paint completely over it so it becomes very much obfuscated. But for the time being, that is how I removed any additional weird venting, which actually still needs to be done on my Mark IIs. But I'm going to be asking the wonderful Mad Lad of Mod House if he happens to have a good solution for that. And if he does, I will pay him to do so. I have on order some more tips that should be better or more oxidization resistant, if you could really say such a thing, because we are constantly heating the metal. But as we all know, there is more or less a freeze in shipments. So we'll let that get to 360 Celsius. I'll re-wet my little sponge. Alright, and while that reheats, I am going to put on a wee bit of flux. So, before I do that, let's get a little uppy-closey time here. And let's see if this works. Oh my god, that actually kind of works. No, it doesn't. Damn it, shit. I have too many lights going on. Oops. Nope, have fun with that. Nope, didn't want to do that. Highlight reel of the stream, that would require a lot of work, and I don't know if you noticed, I'm actually kind of fucking lazy. Okay, well this is actually a lot easier in person. But basically, there's a little one. See, it would do a better job if I could get it further away from the camera. And let's lower the amount of light. So, right here. Man, this helping hands thing is not fucking doing the job. Fuck it! We'll just go with what I was doing. And we'll just use this as an auxiliary light. So right up here, if you were using a magnifying glass in person, right above this pin, there's a 1. And over here, down here somewhere, is a 2. It's kind of difficult and a big pain in the ass to see, but they do exist, and that is how you tell which pin is which. So what we're going to do is we're going to flux it up. Probably don't need to really flux it, to be honest, but my luck is I would not get enough to make it do its thing without the flux. So we're just going to straight up flux that son bitch. Remember kids, nicotine's your friend if you're old enough. The iron is just about ready. So while I wait for the iron, it's actually probably ready now, but I'm going to show off a little bit of how I record stuff, by the way. I use this, I have an additional mount here that this thing just knocks into. And normally, I have a little clampy bit. And that's how I do my thing with my little boom arm. It's fancy, right? Man, that RTX voice thing, it works just little by little. Once it starts detecting something being just noise. Right. Your tobacco plants. Of course. There couldn't be anything else. Why would there be anything else? No. You're a good lad. Pretty sure a good bit of my fans are stoners. I mean, it would make sense. I'm basically a live-action DM right now. Nice and clean. Just a little bit of flux. Flux soda. God, I'm a jackass. Need a bit more soda than that. Let's get a nice puddle of it. Ta-da! Let's see if I can reposition the camera. Oh my god, excuse me. Shit, that felt good. Oh, that sounded like it was good. It's because it felt good. Okay, someone just sent me a thing. Oh, it was Kuma. Alright, we're gonna create another puddle. Just going to doop it on there. Just like that. Shall repeat the process on the other side. Now the reason I know, as I had probably mentioned before, that these two top pins are 1 and 2 is because that's how I installed them into the cups. So you keep that in mind, is that you do have to know the orientation and install it that way. That should seem obvious, but Well, you know, people are people. So why should it be that I should assume they're all intelligent? Teehee. That was a lot funnier of a rhyme in my head. It really was. It did not end up being as funny as I thought it was. Oh, nice, clean. Let's get it a little bit more. Nice little pop. Let's touch up that puddle there. Now here comes the fun part, and I say that with such great vitriol and bile. Because this indeed sucks when you don't have helping hands that are... Oh, come on, Boom Arm, fucking work with me, goddammit! When you don't have helping hands that are really super rigid, this part becomes massive dick. Alright, I wanted to clean those off. Let's get some isopropanol and some balls. We got cotton swabs. Cotton swabs. What? Yes. Ugh. Yeah, I gotta say that's probably really damn true. The few people that disliked it, it's like, man, this is not an easy stream to find. How the fuck did you find it to dislike it? So here's your best friend. It is IPA, or isopropyl alcohol, also known as rubbing alcohol, also known as isopropanol, in a spray bottle. These spray bottles are the shit on wheels. So we're just going to spray down one end of my cotton applicator, also known as a Q-tip. And we're just going to clean off this area, just a wee bit. Oh yeah. I could imagine that being the case. I actually oversalted that area, but it doesn't look like it penetrated to the other contacts. That's a good thing. Just cleaning off these points is all I'm doing at the moment. Now, when you say IPA has a limit per person, are we talking... We're talking isopropanol, right? Or are we talking India Pale Ale? Alright, so before you go soldering these new things on, something that is a very, very good idea to do is to probably reinstall the forks and the yokes, now that I think about it, but also kind of find a spot where these are going to easily talk to what you have installed. So if I were to do it like this, I would have to curve the wires all the way around, and you see how that's putting pressure on the pad there? We don't want that. So what we're going to do is we're going to be installing this like so that it just cranes over nice and easy to our contact points. So that is something to keep in mind. That could be an oh shit moment of awesome proportions. Alrighty, let's go ahead and shut down Mr. Iron. Because it doesn't actually take all that long for this thing to heat back up at all, to be honest. It was actually quite quick. Alright. Yeah, India Pale Ale is a thing. It's actually kind of nice if you get a really good one, but you have to get a really good one for it to be nice. Shit. Fuck. I'm actually going to be using this headband. Mostly because it's not all bent and cattywampus like mine is. So, what we're going to do is loosen these just a bit. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Oops. I forgot to tell him. There we go. Right, India Pale Ale. There's actually a whole story as to why it was made as a thing to begin with. I believe it deals with sailors. But it also can have a really extraordinarily high alcohol content. There we go. Not that shit anymore. And if it's a good India Pale Ale, it actually has a wonderfully hoppy, floral taste to it. It's really nice. Terribly bitter, so if you're not a bitter person, or rather you're not a person that enjoys bitter flavors, it might not be really your thing. I'm a wonderfully bitter person, so right up my alley. And learning from past fuck-ups, we shall do this the easy way. Okay, take all these pots, set them off to the suppose we'll just install them as we go. Sounds like pressed tobacco. I wouldn't know. I would not know at all. Alright. So, got them sandwiched together by hand. Get the orientation correct because it could go upside down and what have you. And we're just going to screw that back into place. Ta-da! It's really that easy. Now we have spare cups. Hooray! Alright. You know, I wonder if there's an RTX voice thing for the video editing program that I use. Because, man, this would be nice so I wouldn't have to turn off my AC whenever I shoot a video. Because I have a nice little window unit. That way we're not cooling the whole house to my frigid standards. There we go. Alright, now the fun part. And by fun, I mean horribly excruciatingly painful. doesn't crane over nearly as well as I hope. So another thing that I found just by doing this a couple of times now is create a set of leads that is long enough to work with the cups disassembled, or the headphones themselves disassembled. That way you don't have to worry about stressing the leads out all that much. Oh, RTX voice for my editing program, because I record all my videos with my phone. My LG V50. And it would be really fucking awesome if I could have that inside the software of my editing program. So I could just, leave my AC on. That's what I meant. Alright. So, like I said, 1, 2, you just look at it dead on. Right is always 1, that is always positive. And 2 is always negative. In this case, it's your left. And here, on the diaphragm, you have a plus for positive and a minus right above the lead there for negative. And that is how you know. And if I were a smarter man, I would have just turned the fucking soldering iron back on, but I am not. So it is going to be wired up like so. So that if I want to get back into these and tweak them at all, I can do that without fucking these things up. And while that reheats, because I'm just going to be right over here, this felt will be out of my way. Let's see. Get this nice and level and reinstall my little felt plug. Because why the fuck not? Okay. Now we're going to go back and hook this poor bastard up together. And we're going to get it nice and close. Close enough that I can reach over and do that with the negative. And in this particular case, I do believe I'm going to install probably the negative terminal first here on pinout 2. After I put some flux on. Because it's always good to have a little bit of binder. That way you're not accidentally overheating anything. And I should move the camera at a point to where y'all can see what's going on. God damn it! Everything is against me. Be good, Flux, and stay there. There we go. ideally you would not have done what I did and pre-tinned everything. That way you could just insert it into the hole and tin it that way. But these were all pre-tinned from a while back, so that's what I'm working with at the moment. Sorry, that was loud. I think I just hit the fucking microphone with my head. Not the prettiest soldering job I've done, but it will suffice. Let's get some tweezers in here. There we go. A little bit of solder on there, let it sit. Oh, nice! Y'all didn't hear it. Cool. Let's see. Oh, right. So one of the next things we're going to do, while I still have it down here in the nice weighty position, is I am going to inspect it while I heat up my hot glue gun to more or less solidify that connection. Yeah, and part of why I'm using the RTX voice thing is I had watched a Linus Media Group video about it, and holy shit, it is one of the best goddamn plugins I have ever seen for messing around with anything audio related. In terms of recording or audio rejection. It's not noise rejection, there we go. Let's see, let's get in there. Yeah, that's not nearly as good as I'd wanted. Alright, switching on place. And let's see if I can't get some flux up there. Yeah. And let's re-tin the tip of the soldering iron. Now, y'all can't see shit, I'm sorry. It's not really going to look super amazing, so I'm terribly sorry for that, but show must go on, as they say. I'm basically just flowing a shit ton of solder over this point, just to make sure it stays connected. The nice angry solder joint. Is that necessary? No, but I am absolutely paranoid that I'm going to be in here modding these things again at one point in time, and it's just gonna fuck them. So my fervent fear is that I will fuck this up, and I want to prevent it. Hooray! Wait, how does that look? It looks insane. But it will work. It will work super duper well. And it will be most resistant to me dropping it like a jackass. And here's where the hot glue gun comes in. Literally just gum them up. Do that with it, just so that they don't. Basically, to isolate them. And there we go. Oh, the music stopped playing. Let's see. Need a different genre? Man, that is awfully quiet music. Jesus. There we go. Oh. Dude, if you send me the Diana Phi, I will do anything to those fucking things you ask me to. Just getting the chance to listen to them would make me solid. It does depend precisely on what you want me to do in terms of mod. Because those headphones are insanely fucking expensive, so if it's something that I could easily fuck up, I cannot replace those headphones. So, let me know. That's because I'm not using FooBar at the moment. I'm using monstercats.com. I have a license with them, so I can use any of their music that's licensable in my content on YouTube. Another reason why. Because I have my YouTube attached to them and not my Twitch. So that'd be another thing I'd have to do. And I don't want to do it. Don't judge me. So let's get... The magnifying glass was a bitch to move, so let's just do this. He says as he immediately hits it. So we're just going to turn it until it fits somewhere nice and happy like. And it looks like it will sit nice and happy right there. No, it won't. That will cause a bend in the wire. So it's going to be doing one of my cardinal sins of going in front of the back of the driver, but that is going to be where... Okay, fuck it. Just move my light source. And what we're going to do is take the part that you've cut, snipped a little bit out of, and that'll sit over where your wires are. See? And then you just kind of press it down into place. Just reach in there. Don't be shy with it. Because we've reinforced the internals where the solder is, you can be just a little bit more ham-fisted about this. I like how you say you'd be too scared to open the box for the Diana Phi's. Be me, literally the guy that can't replace them if he somehow fucks them up. If you want him to mod them for you, I will do it, no problem. I just need a very detailed explanation as to what you want me to do. But I will do it, more than likely. Mostly because then I'd get to play and listen with the Diana Phi's, and, yeah, if you wouldn't mind me taking, like, a couple of weeks to pump and dump a quick, review on? Man, yeah. Easy. Oh my god, yeah, that's an easy yes. So, there we go. That's nice and down, just the way I want it. And what we're trying to avoid is too much stuff up against the back of the driver film, right? And as we lay this down, those leads that were pulling up are no longer pulling up. And then it just sits down nice and flat like it's supposed to. And I will reinstall a few screws. And about the only thing I haven't done to these that I did to my other ones was pull these off and make sure the interface point, I'll grab my other driver, this interfacing point here, in between the baffle and the driver assembly, is dampened. That's where you can get some vibration from. And that's a terribly easy thing to do. So I'll worry about that if I have any vibrational issues. So in lieu of doing that, I'm just going to tighten up these 3 screws here. Oh god, Zach, you got him started. What's the gold note, he asks. Okay, into it, lay into him, because you're going to be seeing that a lot sooner than I am. Or rather, sooner than I will talk about it here. Hey, superstar! What up, brother? Welcome to the stream. I'm sorry I didn't mention it to you earlier. It honestly skipped my mind. You know, the best part about installing your own interface jacks or your interface terminals is you can just take these things off of the headband and they become so much easier to work with. And you also don't have a really long cable relative to a... Damn, that's loud. You don't have a really long lead relative to the other side that throws off how much each driver is getting in terms of wattage, voltage, yada yada yada. You're basically evening things out, and that is something I'm very much a friend of. Because I always had issues where the left side would always sound... yes, it is a... Technically it's a T series, so the T50, the T20, and the T40 are all literally the same T series driver. The only difference is this part here, which is either semi-open with like a semi-permeable paper over it, completely sealed, or I believe both of them opened up on the T20s. So the drivers are technically from a T40, and this current housing is T50. And seeing as I've already drilled the holes in and installed the Hirose connectors, and that was a whole mess of shit that I really didn't feel like doing again on the T40 chassis, plus I'd have to open these back up. Just gonna have it like that. And so I can see the exposed wire. Fun, awesome. But yeah, I always had an issue with the left side always being louder, and then looking at the internals, they didn't compensate on the left side the same as the right side in terms of the amount of cabling from the 3.5mm jack, or socket, technically. Yeah, females are the sockets, the males are the jacks. So, I had to police myself a little of that. From the 3.5mm socket here. So the left side was always getting just a pinch more oomph, a pinch more power from the way it works out. And it was always just a little bit. And it was only ever, for me, a little bit that I would hear the left side more. I guess I'm sensitive to imbalance, as it would seem. But yeah, cool shit, right? The more you know. Good to hear you wrapped up work for the day. Good to hear you wrapped up work for the day, by the way, superstar. How was your day? Was your day good, brother? I hope it was good. Mine was pretty alright, to be honest. So I'm just fluxing up the region. That's good. Hey, so long as the day was mostly alright, that's all that matters, I suppose. Alright, we're going to add a bit of solder. Now, again, remembering what I said before, looking at the Hirose dead on, the right pin is always positive, and the way Dan has his set up is the right is positive, the left is negative. Left or right side, it doesn't matter. It's exactly the same, because it's different down the chain. So your XLR has 1, 2, 3, 4, so it'd be, you know, positive, negative, and that's how you can have it like this. They don't interfere with one another. And this works for single-ended or balanced. So, the bottom one here is my positive, and that one there would be my negative, even though I'm looking at it this way. So, let's see. Probably going to want it wrapped up like that. That means I'm going to need to use a little bit of extra helping hand here. Hold that in place. There we go. I'm just gonna curl it over like this. Touch the tips. Let the solder flow. Let it solidify. Oh yeah, definitely gonna have to get that part all smoothed over with some hot glue.
They say, hey, I can't stay late playing on my video games. You got things to do. You need to wake up early and read the
Bacon
morning
burger.
news.
That shit sounds good right now.
Maybe I'd fit in if I tried a little more just to look like them.
Oh, shit. That got moved. I am so sorry.
If I tried a little more just to act like them. Play my video game. Play my video game.
There we go. Let's add some more solder.
Play my video game.
Oh no, you don't. Stop moving.
Play my video game.
This is the hard part. Is finagling all these different bits and bobs.
I can't spend all my money on my deadbeat friends. They need things to do. They need to go out and look for jobs, and you do too.
Thank God for ambidexterity.
I'd fit in if I tried a little more just to look like them. Maybe I'd fit in if I tried a little more just to act like them. Play my video game. Play my video game. Play my video game.
Let's take a peek.
Play my video game.
Oh, see you later, Zach. An absolute shit ton of solder, it really is, but there's no weird cross-connecty bits, so that will do. Alright, let's get some hot glue on there.
Play my video game. Play my video game. Play my video game. Play my video games.
Yeah, all of the hot glue, baby. Oops, that's some other cable.
Tell me that you wanna try this out, but you take over my mind now.
And there we go.
I'm starting to break. I'm starting to break. I'm starting to break.
That is basically how you do it.
Watch all of my bones fall to the ground. You could be the one that I'm all about, but I'm starting to break. I'm starting to break down.
And part of why I got into modifying headphones is, well, I wanted to see what the whole T50 mod situation was about. And this just got me further and further down the rabbit hole. I ended up needing to repair stuff, I ended up needing to do more of this, more of that, and shit, before I knew it, here I am, installing totally different terminals in the whole 9 yards. now that I think about it, let's add a little bit of schmoo right here. Just so they can never ever cross. Particular music is not exciting me. Burritos sound good too. And this side actually installed a whole hell of a lot easier than the other side. Go fucking figure, right? So, again, taking that cutout side, and we're just doing that. Right here over the point that I installed the interface terminal. And I may just spin it round this way. That way it stays the same on both sides. And all I'm doing is like I did before, just pressing it down into place. It's actually that forgiving, to be honest. You don't have to get it super duper precise. It helps, but you don't have to be hyper anal retentive with it. Ta-da! Super duper easy. Okay, now let's install these parts. The old headband, which I had bent and bowed into submission, will be replaced with the new one. I have to bend these up just a little bit. So because the design is entirely reversible, it doesn't actually matter which way you install these. So, do have fun with this part. It does help using the proper Phillips head down. Yes, that is the Dan Clark uses the shit out of them. These are the HeroSafe 4-pin connectors. I just find them to be the most versatile and the most easy to install and durable. If you have intermittent audio issues, then all you have to do is take some pliers and just smoosh this area a little bit to get it nice and tight again. Shit. In hindsight, I may have actually used my drill for this because I had to sort of ghetto rig my own screw. Yeah, it turns out you can't just install a leather strap that's really thick. You have to have a longer screw to go along with it. So I suggest you buy the ones online that have everything you need. There we go. Is one side complete? I actually have all the stuff to make my cable in today. However, I've been on stream for quite some time now. 2 hours and 25 minutes. I gotta tell you, that was the making of the cable will be an adventure. I'm going to look extensively into what needs to be done in order to properly make a cable. There we go. I have to force it in a little bit. But it's in now. How did they mess up on the paint job? Wrong color. Yes, Brendan. I am going to be making a balanced cable. I will actually show off all the goodies that I got in. There we go. Much better. So one of the treatments I did to my old drivers was I installed some felt. So we're going to take the old felt and reuse it. I learned not to remove the sanity keeping mesh in front of the driver plate that is there normally. Because that helps a lot with the sibilancy issues, it would seem. Oh, well, that sucks. It's never fun when a paint job goes bad. Are they going to replace it, or what? Oh god, that was... Oh, and of course, not all the glue even came up. Oh shit. May not get to reuse this. Not 100% the same, but it's damn close enough that it'll work, because cutting out these new bits suck. Oh well, here's hoping that they end up replacing that sucker in full. Yeah. So many shipping issues as of late. But if they are in fact prioritizing the things that they said that they are prioritizing, then that would make me at least a little bit less salty about it. Just companies in general. Or couriers in general. Oh god, I'm trying my best not to destroy this. Emma, yeah! But it'll work. Yeah, buddy. Alright. So, the whole idea of this felt is it's supposed to more or less help with overly bright sounds. Parts of China have started shipping again, yes, but there are still delays because they are trying to prioritize things that more or less matter, rather than our fancy schmancy headphones. There we go. Do that. Felt padding. Then we add phaser. Which goes this way. Let's see, what pads do I want to use on these? Now your fancy op amp should be prioritized, huh? Oh. Bad Omega. What the hell fuck all my pat? There they are. Oh god, installing pads sucks so much. Oh my god, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. Oh my god, hooray, I got the bottom half hit. Let me just work it from inside the pad all the way up. Phew. The tunic did. Looks like I got this one in reverse a little bit. Oh well. It'll still work. Oh, come the hell on. Where's the other damn pad? Nope, that ain't it. And there she is. You see, Ivan, a more intelligent man would have had them already set up off to the side. I'm a calculating man, but man, am I bad at math. The fun part is just finding a spot where it'll go in. Oh shit, I'm up to 9 viewers. Cool. Alright, this is not the most exciting part of the stream, I'm sure. Alright, once you have it in, you can just, like I said, work it in from the inside. Come on. Come on. Get in there. Do it, you bitch. Yeah, get in there. Oh, God, yes. Okay. Now comes the fun part. The part where most people would be shitting bricks. The part where we hook up the cables. Wow, RTX is really taking that away, so let's see if I can do this while I talk. Yeah, there we go. We have audio, kids. I have done it. Ah. Good lord, it is good to have these back on my head. Alright then, so this is pretty much close to the end of the stream. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show off some goodies that I got from where I bought the parts to make my upcoming cable. The hell? I thought you weren't coming back till like Sunday. Oh shit, that's no good. Well, I bathed your doggo. Yeah, I fed her too. Not a problem. Have fun. Sorry, roommate came back. He was supposed to be gone till about Sunday. Inside this wonderful package here are the things to make my 5-foot-long cable. This is courtesy of Double Helix Cables. Now, I paid for this. However, he doesn't sell this cable as a DIY thing. We kind of nerded out over cabling. And so he's like, what kind of cable you want to make? And I'm like, well, I don't really want to do an 8-core because they're a pain in the ass, but I also don't, I want a thicker, prettier cable. And he's like, well, I'll tell you what, I'll sell you my 22 gauge molecule 5N OCC copper Litz cable. It's enough to make a 4-core 5-foot cable. He also tossed in some of his wonderful black nylon goodness. Now, Double Helix Cables uses idyllic connecty goodness. Let's get you down in there and adjust my autofocus. Actually, let's really get you in there. There we go. So, this is a Y-splitter he doesn't actually have on the listing yet, to my knowledge. And how the idyllic ones work is you unscrew that end, and you can unscrew this end. Ta-da! We have gunmetal with a dark aluminum overpiece. If I had to complain about anything, is that this barrel is not nearly long enough for this particular insert, so I will definitely have to glue it. This is the idyllic 4-pin XLR. Does this thing not look ultra sexy? You have gunmetal, dark aluminum, actual PTFE, Teflon insulators. And this is a, cannot remember the amalgam of copper, but these are rhodium plated connectors. Fucking rhodium plated. Yeah, it's some of that good. I know, right? So, part of this is a little bit of something that I paid for. The other part of it is, well, business is kind of not awesome right now because no one can do anything. So, he did help me get access to a bit of something, and I told him whether he liked it or not, I'm going to talk him up. So, feel free to go to doublehelixcables.com and check out their cables. Their cheapest 4 or 5 foot 24 gauge molecule copper cable, same stuff, thinner gauge, is $220, and I cannot remember if that's for any termination, and he may or may not just charge for the interface terminal, like the Dan Clark audio style ones, so on and so forth. I cannot recall off the top of my head. This isn't a sponsored thing. I did actually pay for this. This just happens to be a little bit unlisted. And I told him I wanted to make a special cable, so he treated someone in the same state as him as super fucking awesome. So, props to that guy. Look up his stuff. He does a damn good job with his cables, and explains out a few of the myths of the cabling world. So, props to him for being an honest lad. All of the hot glue everywhere. So, at some point in time when I feel up to it again, I am going to probably be doing a stream. It might just be sometime tomorrow. Maybe, possibly. After I get my chair in. Because my chair is going to be my nice fancy Secret Labs chair. That's right, I bought a Secret Labs chair, the Titan XL 2020 edition. For fat boys. You buy a decent GPU or a cable for 12 both? You do both is what you do. Because you really don't need all super fancy cable on the VK4. If you want a better cable, I recommend some TRN ones. And I actually have a link to where you can get a balanced and non-balanced MMCX 2-pin, whole 9 yards. And they're for a very good price. And the ones that I have used before from that line, I actually bought on recommendation from a forum post that showed off how well they actually measure for how dirt cheap they are. Yeah, that's, shit, we're done. I am actually full on using these headphones right now. Like, they're on my head, they are making sound, they are doing noise things. KB ear cables aren't bad, but I find that they may not always be properly soldered. So you have that whole little conundrum there. So we're at this point now where y'all can just ask me any question right now, because I'm just happy that my headphones are working again. So, shoot! Ask me questions, children. Damn near anything and everything. I'm, really have no problem answering just about anything. I do kind of wish that Mad Lad was still here, because I'm really curious as to precisely what he wants me to do to his Diana-Fies. I believe he'd mentioned it before. Take out the 1.5mm foam inside the pad in the driver screen, which is attached to swap pad. Oh, yeah, he could just send me the pads. What to shiny hunt? I'm assuming you're talking about Pokemon. I don't know what generation we're talking about, so I'm gonna go with the cutest of them all. Charmander, fucking fight me. He's adorable. He's a poofy flamey-tailed lizard thing that grows into a giant flamey-tailed lizard thing with wings. Yeah, no-brainer. That and, after a certain point I really don't have... I don't know. Oh, that's kind of it doesn't surprise me. It does come from Japan. Oh, God. You will have to DM me the link. Oh, goes in 4chan. Ah. God damn, these things are bassy babies. Yeah. Thank you, Matt. So, what number is the one that I'm looking for? Why are there so fucking many Pokemons? Christ. Back in my day, there were not nearly as fucking many. Shrewful. There you go. Go after Shrewful. Get a shiny thing of that one. Oh, well. Thank you for sending me a link to things that are unofficial. You asshole. No, to hell with that. So happy with how this mount turned out. Alright. Well. Yeah, you asked. I sent. Alright, well that is basically all there is to this stream. Been on for about 3 hours. No one else is really deciding to talk. So, I'm gonna go play some Modern Warfare now. So if y'all have Modern Warfare, join in on Discord, and we'll see if we can't play together. Well, y'all have a wonderful day. Might as well do the spiel, why not? Have a beautiful evening. A wonderful afternoon. A pleasant... I said evening. Have a beautiful morning, a wonderful afternoon, and a pleasant evening. May you travel far and wide within the realm of your dreamscape, as long as it leads you back to me, your favorite, the Great Wizard, Farsal, wizard of all things mod, apparently. Ready, sit, and... Fuck! Poof!